I never say the Ohio State University, so I say OH. All right. Well, I think that's it for the introductions, and thanks to everybody for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. First up, among our witnesses to speak on our own behalf is Ms. Howe. And Ms. Howe, if you'll just come up to the table, take your seats. Senator Warner was complaining to me that, with tongue in cheek, that the chairs out there are very low, and he asked if we did that purposely so that we would appear to be larger than life, and our witnesses would be smaller than life. But actually, we all have the same chairs. All right, Amanda Howe. How are you? Good. Good, thanks. You want to make sure your mic is on, please. We want to hear every word.
Okay. I've got it on.
Okay. And to our witnesses, if you'd like to introduce members of your family or friends that are in the audience, feel free to go ahead. So, Amanda, please.
Okay. Good morning, Chairman Carper, Ranking Member Capito, and members of the Distinguished Committee. I'm honored to appear before you today as President Biden's nominee for Assistant Administrator for the Office of Mission Support at the Environmental Protection Agency. I'm joined here today by my wife, Ellen.
Ellen, raise your hand, please. Hi, Ellen.
Joining me remotely are my mom, Gail, my sisters, Erin and Ashley, and my brother-in-law, Michael. My 3 nieces are joining me as well. Vivian, who's 9, Fiona, 6, and Maeve, 4.
Where's your mom? Where's your mom today?
She's actually in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in New York.
She must be very proud.
I think so. I hope so. I am proud to be the godmother to all 3 of my nieces, and I'm very grateful for all of their support. I'm an American citizen, but I was born in Canada 2 years after President Nixon and Congress formed the Environmental Protection Agency in 1970. They were responding to Americans' concerns about air and water pollution and were inspired by the first pictures of Earth taken by astronauts. I grew up on Lake Ontario, one of the Great Lakes that the EPA was formed to protect. I am a beneficiary of EPA's noble efforts. As a lover of the outdoors, I know we must strive to be in harmony with nature, to protect our trees and our majestic oceans, lakes, rivers, and streams for future generations. I've always believed in the value of public service. Early on, I was remarkably fortunate to have a mentor who gave me the best career and life advice. Always ask yourself, am I using my talent, my skills for good? And if the answer is yes, you won't go wrong. From that came my own motto, go for the good. And I bring that spirit to everything I do. My first job in the States 20 years ago was working on Mark Warner's campaign for governor in Virginia. I was impressed with how he appealed to both Republicans and Democrats. I was impressed that he found a way to make progress in a divided state government. I've spent every year since working on behalf of the American people in several capacities across local and state government. I served newly elected Governor Warner as Assistant Secretary of Commerce and Trade. As Assistant Secretary, I worked closely with the 16 agencies to advance a bipartisan agenda that delivered for all Virginians. Later, I was honored to serve Governor Tim Kaine as the Executive Director of Virginia's Royal Welcome in 2007. We built a team to coordinate the 2-day official visit of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. I went from state agency work to coordination with Buckingham Palace, the British Embassy, Scotland Yard, the FBI, and the Secret Service, and gained an appreciation for the operation of large-scale, world-class events and organizations. My work with Governor Kaine led to working at the Democratic National Committee as Chief Operating Officer for 3 years, and later as Deputy Chief of Staff and then Acting Chief of Staff to the Mayor of New York City. I oversaw the Mayor's Office of Appointments, Citywide Event Coordination and Management, the Mayor's Office of Correspondence and Constituent Services, the Mayor's Office of International Affairs, the Mayor's Office of Administrative Services, Scheduling and Executive Operations, Advance, the Mayor's Office of Special Projects and Community Events, and NYC Service. In New York, I was grateful to see firsthand the impressive and incredible dedication of city workers rising to meet every challenge to improve people's daily lives. As Chief Operating Officer for now Vice President Harris's presidential campaign in Baltimore in 2019, I oversaw a wide range of departments such as human resources, facilities management, state operations, travel, cyber and physical security, vetting, legal and administrative services, and daily operations. I've also worked in the nonprofit sector as senior advisor to the president of Everytown for Gun Safety, an organization working to end gun violence in America, and as vice president of the American Council on Renewable Energy. There I helped lead WIREC, the Washington International Renewable Energy Conference, hosted by the U.S. State Department of President George W. Bush. Each of these roles is different, but shares a common thread, a focus on transparency, collaboration, logistics, and operational know-how. I was drawn to the U.S. government and in public service because the American dream isn't an individual dream. It is a collective dream that envisions a better future through mutual understanding of our shared challenges, hopes, and aspirations. If confirmed, I look forward to working with and supporting the incredibly talented and dedicated EPA career staff. There's no higher mission than to protect the health and safety of our people and our environment, our two most precious resources. Thank you again, Chairman Carper, Ranking Member Capito, and distinguished members of the committee for the opportunity to be with you today. I look forward to your questions.